In that moment, when they tried to snatch my phone, it wasn't just the device they were after. It was my memories, my connections, my entire digital world in their grasp. When they reached for my phone, I realized how much of my life lives in that small device, my past, my present, and even glimpses of my future. It wasn't just the act of snatching a phone. It was the audacity, the invasion of personal space, and the boldness that left me in shock. A phone isn't just technology, it's a piece of who we are. Losing it to someone's greed felt like losing a part of myself. In the split second they reached for my phone, 1,000 thoughts flooded my mind. What if they succeed? What if I lose everything stored in there? The fear that gripped me wasn't just about losing a phone. It was the sudden realization of how vulnerable we are to others' actions. When they tried to snatch my phone, I didn't just fight for my device. I fought to hold on to my independence, my security, and my voice. It's strange how a simple act like grabbing a phone can carry such weight. Fear, anger, and disbelief all crashing down at once. The world we live in can sometimes be cruel, but in moments like these, we see how courage can emerge unexpectedly. They tried to snatch my phone, but in doing so, they showed me the importance of protecting what's valuable, not just in objects, but in life. Every tap and swipe on our phones builds a story, and when someone tries to steal it, they're trying to rewrite your narrative without permission. It wasn't about the phone. It was about the violation of trust in humanity that hit me the hardest. They didn't know that what they tried to take wasn't just a phone. It was a bridge to my loved ones, my memories, my goals. The attempt to snatch my phone reminded me of how much our lives are intertwined with these small, fragile devices. I held on tightly, not because of the phone's value, but because of the countless, priceless moments stored within it. In that fleeting moment, I wasn't just protecting my phone, I was protecting years of my life encoded in pictures, messages, and dreams. The scariest part wasn't their attempt to take my phone. It was the sudden, jarring realization of how easily someone could disrupt your world. It's not the material loss that stings. It's the thought that someone feels entitled to take what's yours. What made me angry wasn't their attempt to snatch the phone, but the sheer disrespect for another person's boundaries. They tried to take my phone, but they underestimated the power of someone determined to fight for what's theirs. Losing a phone can be replaced, but the invasion of someone trying to take it sticks with you like a bad memory. They reached for my phone, but what they didn't understand was that it was my fortress, holding pieces of my soul. In that instant, I felt a surge of fear and courage, two conflicting emotions battling as I clutched my phone tighter. It's strange how attached we've become to our phones, but in moments of danger, it feels like holding onto a lifeline. Their hands were quick, but my instincts were quicker. It wasn't about strength, it was about the will to not let go. They tried to snatch my phone, but what they didn't know was that I was holding on to more than just a gadget. I was holding onto my life. The audacity of someone reaching into your space to steal from you is something you can't prepare for. It's shocking, infuriating, and saddening all at once. When someone tries to take something so personal, it's like they're trying to erase a part of your existence. It's moments like these that remind us of the fragility of our safety and the strength we have to protect it. I never thought I'd have to fight for a piece of my life like this, but that's the reality of the world we live in. The shock of someone attempting to snatch your phone doesn't fade quickly. It lingers as a reminder to be vigilant. They thought it was just a phone, but to me, it was a lifeline to everything I've built and cherished. The world may see a phone as replaceable, but in that moment, I saw it as irreplaceable. It was my connection to everything. In that moment, it wasn't about material possessions. It was about self-respect and standing up for what's mine. Their attempt to snatch my phone was more than a theft. It was a test of my resilience, my instincts, and my determination. It's not just about the phone. It's about the principle of standing up against those who think they can take from you without consequence. The fear that someone might succeed in taking your phone pales in comparison to the courage it takes to fight back. They reached for my phone, but what they didn't expect was the fierce refusal to let them win. It wasn't just about losing a phone. It was about losing trust in the world for a brief, terrifying moment. In that moment, I realized how much strength we carry within us, even when faced with unexpected danger. They tried to take a device, but what they didn't realize was they were challenging my sense of security. The attempt wasn't just about stealing a phone, it was about testing how far someone could go to take advantage of another. When they tried to snatch my phone, I didn't just fight back. I claimed my power and refused to let fear take over. They thought it was just a phone, but to me, it was my personal world, a world I wasn't going to let them take. It's easy to see a phone as replaceable, but in that moment, it felt like losing it would be losing a part of me. They tried to take what wasn't theirs, but they underestimated my determination to keep what's mine. In that split second, it wasn't just about the phone. It was about proving to myself that I wouldn't let anyone take what I hold dear. The scariest part isn't the loss of the phone, but the vulnerability you feel when someone tries to steal from you. They reached for my phone, but I was faster, stronger, and more determined to protect what's mine. When they tried to snatch my phone, it felt like they were trying to snatch a piece of my identity, my memories, my life. They didn't know that this little device they tried to steal held a universe of stories, emotions, and connections. It's not just a phone, it's a piece of my heart, a tool for my dreams, and a bridge to the people I love. They tried to snatch my phone, but they didn't realize that I would fight harder for it than they anticipated. The attempt to take my phone wasn't just a theft. It was an invasion of my space and my sense of safety. They thought they could take it without resistance, but they underestimated my strength to protect what's mine. When they reached for my phone, they reached for a part of me that I wasn't willing to give up without a fight. It wasn't just a phone they were after. It was my sense of peace, my connection to the world, and my personal sanctuary. They tried to take my phone, but what they didn't realize was that I wouldn't let go of something that holds so much of me. The moment they reached for my phone, I knew I had to act, not just to protect a device, but to protect my autonomy. In that moment, it wasn't about a phone. It was about showing myself that I wouldn't let anyone take control of my life. They didn't see just a phone in their hands. They saw opportunity, but what they didn't see was my unwavering determination to stop them. It wasn't just an object they tried to steal. It was the trust I carry in my surroundings, now fractured by their actions. In their hands, they wanted to hold my phone, but in my heart, I held on to my pride, my memories, and my fight. Their attempt to snatch my phone reminded me that strength is not just physical, it's mental resilience in moments of chaos. In the second they reached for my phone, time slowed, and all I could think of was the countless irreplaceable memories it contained. They didn't care about the contents of my phone, but I cared about what they would strip from me if they succeeded, my peace. A phone may seem insignificant, but in their grasp, it felt like they were trying to take a part of my very identity. They tried to take my phone, but they ended up teaching me a lesson in courage and the importance of protecting what matters. The moment they reached for my phone, I knew it wasn't just a fight for a gadget. It was a fight for my personal boundaries. When they reached for my phone, they tried to steal more than an object. They tried to steal my sense of safety in the world. Their boldness stunned me, but it also ignited a fire within me, a determination to protect what is mine at all costs. They underestimated the value of what they tried to steal, not just a phone, but the memories, dreams, and connections it represents. In their attempt to take my phone, they inadvertently strengthened my resolve to never back down in the face of fear. They reached for my phone, and in that moment, I realized how fiercely we cling to the things that make us feel connected. What they didn't understand is that my phone is more than just a device. It's a gateway to everything that matters in my life. They tried to take what wasn't theirs, but instead, they left me with a renewed sense of vigilance and strength.